Now let me talk about Drew for a moment. Okay, when you're the quarterback, there's going to be more on you. I mean, and every fan base in this playoff, there's going to be 11 of them, and the other 10 feel exactly the way you do right now. You get there, and when it doesn't go your way, the letdown is tremendous. The Texas fans right now feel exactly the same way you do. Exactly the same way. Okay? The Georgia fans feel exactly the same way you do. Right? The only two right now fan bases that are jazzed up are the Notre Dame and Ohio State fan bases. Okay. Right? Because that's just the way this playoff works. Now, perspective. Penn State's never had a season when they won 13 games. Let's go back to August. What was the top priority for everybody that I talked to, whether I was making a speech in Jacksonville, Daytona, Lancaster, right, Pittsburgh, all the places I went, Philadelphia, everywhere I went in the state. What was the number one thing? Harrisburg?
May I guess? Get in the playoff?
Get to the playoff. Not only get to the playoff, but host a playoff game. Over and over and over and over again. That's all I heard. Nobody said, I'd love to make the Big Ten championship game. Nobody said that. Okay? It was all about the playoff. Well, they got to the Ohio State game. It didn't go well. They missed by 6 yards. The interception in the corner of the end zone where, look, Igbenogson just makes a great play. Yeah. Like, that's not a bad throw by Drew at all. He just made a great play. Sometimes the other guy does something really well. Difficult for most fans to believe, right? Yeah. But other guys can make big. That was a big time major league play, right? And then of course the other goal line stand. All right, I got it. Okay. I said in the post game show, and this will be one I'll take credit for because I'm the one that said it, right? Yeah. They're in a 4-game playoff to make the playoff. Right. Well, they won all 4 games. Now, don't give me the mumbo jumbo about, well, they should have beaten those teams. Please, it's time to be an adult. Okay, winning's hard.
Minnesota was a tough game.
Okay, but for example, Northern Illinois beat Notre Dame. I mean, when you start playing around, okay, there are no undefeated teams. Okay, do I think Ohio State's better than Michigan? Yes, of course I do. But did they win the game? Nope. And Michigan did it without a major league quarterback.
They didn't have a quarterback. They didn't have their top first-round pick. Like, they were missing everything.
But you see what I'm saying? It's hard to win games. Okay, so don't give me the mumbo-jumbo. Penn State could not afford to lose any of those games. If they did, they would be in the opinion pool, and now it starts getting to be a game. But they won them all. Right? Then they had the ball with Ohio State. They had the ball with a chance to tie the game or even take the lead if they went for 2. That was the goal line stand. Ohio State, to its credit, closed it out. Right? They get to the Oregon game. Again, Penn State at the end got the ball to tie the game. They got the ball. 2 minutes left. Got the ball. Okay. Right? Well, then they made the playoff. And then they dominated SMU. Then they go to the Fiesta Bowl. And they dominated Boise State. And Drew threw 3 touchdown passes in that game. And those were 3 of the finest throws I've seen. I mean, those are major league throws. The throw to Warren in the back of the end zone for the first one. The one to Evans, right? Right, where Evans beat him by a couple steps, but he put it right on the money. And then the last one that put them in back, and gave them the cushion again in the back of the end zone to Warren. Those are 3 phenomenal throws.
That last Warren one is an NFL quarterback. That is an NFL-level touchdown.
All 3 of those were NFL-level passes.
Like, he put each ball only where his guy could get it in a spot where he knew they could also get it.
On the 1 touchdown drive in the Orange Bowl, okay? They drove down the field. Drew was 3 for 3 for 48 yards on that drive. He finally did something he had not done in the previous 11 playoff quarters. He hadn't thrown an interception in the previous 11 playoff quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a bad pass? Yes. Okay, it is. He'll be the first to tell you. He was trying to dirt the ball. And again, because he wasn't outside the tackle box, he couldn't just take it and chuck it into the seats.
Yeah, to get it near a guy.
It'd be intentional grounding. Gray makes a fine play. Did Drew have his best game? No, he didn't have his best game. But, like I said, on the one touchdown drive, he's 3 of 3 for 48 yards. So, you are not in this game without Drew Allar.
Yeah.
You aren't in the game. I'm talking about the whole journey. How he played at West Virginia, the job he did at USC. Right? All these games, you aren't there unless he's your quarterback. You're talking about 24 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. You're talking about 65%. I'd said it in the offseason. If he could be about 65, 66%, and 3-1 touchdown to interceptions, I said it'll be a phenomenal year. Well, guess what? He's 66% with 24 touchdowns, 8 picks. Sorry, but I said that in April.
It's almost like you've done this before.
But I'm saying, though, but that I've got standards as to what I'm seeing out there. Right? They aren't in this position in the national semifinals if he's not the quarterback. Just like they're not in this position in the semifinals without the offensive line. They're not in this position to be in the semifinals without the running backs. They're not in this position to be in the semifinals without Tyler Warren. Not in position unless you've got Abdul Carter, Denai Dennis Sutton, Zane Durant, who's coming back, Devon Thomas, Kazai Izzard, Kobe King, Dominic DeLuca, Tony Rojas, right? That secondary. They're not in a position, Ryan Barker, without Riley Thompson, Tyler Dzansky, without any of them. All the reasons they got there was because of these guys and more. And Drew is one of those guys.
Yeah.
He's not your quarterback. You are not in this position.